Ah, yes. Semen retention attraction. The thing that primarily gets most men into semen retention to begin with. I've got some stories for you guys, but before I even get into all that, I want to say to those who aren't on this practice, you're going to question me and think some of what I'm saying is just egotistical, it's all made up, it's placebo, right? Let me tell you something that you currently accept. When you were a kid, you had an open mind, so much so that you were able to come to terms with the fact that you literally live in a vacuum of infinity, which is space, on a small floating rock within that infinity. But you lost your open-mindedness. So when I tell you something as simple as this, very basic esoteric knowledge, you're going to have a knee-jerk reaction that it's somehow not true. Yet I want you to go over the things you currently believe and ask yourself, how many of these things just sound astounding within themselves? Like, you literally believe you live in a vacuum of infinity. We all do. So let's get real. Me telling you practicing this gives you some form of woman attraction is not the most outlandish thing in this reality. Now, that being said, guys, let's get into it. I'm currently in Florida right now, so all three of these stories I'm going to tell you guys took place either on my way to the airport or at the airport. So I'm on the bus. I'm almost at I'm almost at Logan Airport, because you guys know, maybe I mentioned it before, but I'm actually a Boston native. And, just on a regular bus ride, I have this woman sitting one seat in front of me, and she just slowly turns her neck ever so slowly, like The Grudge, until she's like 360 degrees and neck all the way twisted, just looking at me, bewildered. And I'm like, yeah, that's not my typical day. It's almost like a look of astonishment. And that's how you know, that's like a clear giveaway it's semen retention related. They feel that life force energy. They see you in the esoteric realm, even if they're not aware of it. And they're just so curious about what that energy is. So boom, I get to the airport. Now, I'm just hungry before my flight. My flight's gonna take off, I think, in give or take about an hour or two. So what I do is I wait in this sandwich line. I think it was Potbelly. And just gonna get something really basic, something that isn't too unhealthy, because I hate eating out, right? But didn't really pack my lunch. Airport, I'm waiting in the line, and as I'm looking at the menu, let's pretend the menu's over here, I feel intensely from my peripheral two women in front of me in the front of the line just gawking at me. So I'm like, all right, this is fine, this is cool. But that's not the part that really was the interesting part, in my opinion. The dude who was ringing up my order at the cash register must have seen that. So I give him my card. I say, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. As I'm walking off, I don't even take 3 steps away from the counter, and I hear this man try to ridicule me to one of his coworkers. He was like, look at him. He has a beanie on in the airport. He looks dumb. Like, I take 3 steps away. Like, I'm looking this man dead in the eyes. He's quiet as a church mouse. Zip! Ain't got nothing to say. But I took 3 steps away from this man, and now he gets to talking. So you got to understand, when we say attraction, it's not just woman attraction. You repel and you disgust a lot of people who are living at a low vibration. That guy, I guarantee you, was living in his root chakra. He's at his lowest level of existence. So instead of raising his energy up, this is you, if you're practicing this practice. You are on a high vibration. People who get intimidated by you, it's really not their fault in a sense. It kind of is, because they're living at a low vibration, but you have to be understanding of the fact that they are literally on a low level of existence. So when you come around, even though you're minding your business, you might be polite. In actuality, you are intimidating these people, because it's literally the biggest discrepancy. They are spiritual midgets compared to you, because you're literally retaining the energy that brought you into this existence, a very powerful energy, and they're just completely splattering themselves every night underneath the sheets. Like, think about the pathetic view of Imagine you're doing what you're doing in your room. You're like, no one's watching me. Imagine a third person perspective from a ceiling fan, just like looking down on you. You got your body's spread apart like a starfish. You're quivering, shaking, convulsing. Maybe you say a name until you finally, come on, man. Like, we're grown men, man. That's pathetic. And you intimidate guys because he doesn't know what I practice. But to him, my aura literally put him in fight or flight mode and made him insecure. And he felt the need, as soon as my presence was getting away from him, to try to cope by talking to another man about me. Does that sound like a happy person to you? Someone who's on the right path in life to you? No. So I just thought that was very interesting. Guys will see the attraction you're getting and they're going to get mad, face scrunched up, ready, looking like they want to fight you. If you notice any SR video you guys see where we talk about the hate, the most common place you'll see it is the gym. But I'm going to get back on my point. We're going to make a hate video later on SR. The last thing that happened to me in the airport, so I'm waiting, I have my sandwich, I just finished eating it. I deliberately sit by myself because, I want to protect my peace. I don't want, anyone just coming up to me. I finished my sandwich, look to my right, look to my left. There's no one behind me. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna pass gas, normal stuff. Like, we all do this stuff. So I pass gas ever so slightly, so smoothly, like I'm letting air out of a tire. And I see a woman in the distance just making eye contact with me as she's walking over to me. I'm like, here we go. I got nothing, I'm not running. I haven't been eating unhealthy. So even though I pass gas, it's very tolerable, at least to me. So I'm like, hey, I'm so confident. You're coming over to me. I'm not going to make this weird. You're just going to have to chill in the gas. And that's exactly what she did. She came over, struck up a conversation with me. It was just like, hey, where you going? Like, I like your outfit, And I'm just like, wow. She really made a gas play. Like, for any of you guys that play Battle Royale, maybe some Call of Duty, she rotated in the gas, bro. She made a gas play like it was Fortnite, like it was Call of Duty, rotated in the gas. And now she's just chilling in the gas, smiling. And I'm smiling ear to ear, too, because I'm like, dang, this situation is so funny. She's just like, oh, wow, he's really enjoying this conversation, which it was pleasant, but I was just smiling at the sheer fact of how funny the situation was. Like, stuff like that's going to happen to you on SR, man, because you are magnetized. There is an esoteric element to life that dictates when you hold a certain energy, people will take notice. They don't have to know what you do behind closed doors. So many people are so caught up in the fact that no one sees them technically, and they're not realizing we all see each other in an energetic and spiritual level as well. Like, someone who has good intentions for you, that can be read, whether you want to believe that or not. Someone who has bad intentions for you, that can be read as well. So you really can't hide. Whatever you do in your alone time, to the sites, to the screens, you think, oh, this isn't a big deal. Like, when people get around you, they can tell you're doing something undignified. They can tell you're running from something. They can tell you're coping. They can tell you're weak. But guess what? When you live a righteous life, a righteous path, when you really are doing the right things, people are just like, dang, it's just something about this guy. No, it's not something about me. I'm just doing the right things, and you can too. But you will experience a variety of reactions from people. Some women, they'll be attracted to you, but they respond differently to that attraction. They're not always going to come over to you and put on a smile. A lot of them are going to just look at you. They might mean mug you, and whole time they are intensely attracted to you. They are so intensely attracted to you, it makes them mad because they know they don't know you and they can't pinpoint why they're attracted to you. So you frustrate some women, and you guys just need to learn how to be willing to take every interaction. These people they're not aware. We're all suffering from ignorance. So this isn't to like look down on anybody. This isn't to like, oh, I'm so attractive, I got all these women. No, guys, that's the ego. Kill the ego. I'm just trying to explain how the game works. When you get this attraction, use it for the right cause. The majority of people who are attracted to you, I'm going to be honest, they're not going to be good for you, dude. Like, look at the world. You think the majority of people that get attracted to you are going to be good for your life? Not necessarily, but it does mean the person who is going to be good for your life will eventually be drawn to you. So you have to still be living in a good spirit so you can pick up on that and take hold of that person if that's what you want to do. With that being said, it's your boy Dipsy. These are my 3 attraction stories on my way to Miami, which I'm currently in. Going to be heading back to Boston soon, guys. But, you know, I've got more attraction stories, but I really don't want to just focus on just the attraction. There's so many elements to SR. But just so you guys know, it's not placebo. So if someone says this is a placebo practice, that person is not trustworthy, not because they're not a good person or whatever. I'm not going to get into all that. They're not trustworthy because they're ignorant to the knowledge that is very much real. This is a battlefield. Prepare for battle. It's your boy Dipsy. I'll catch you guys later, man. Peace out.